college basketball's biggest night is underway.
Pretty good block out by Dorsey right away on that tap.
Rose with Robinson, the one on him. It's in the paint with Dorsey, who did not score Saturday, but does right out of the box here on Monday night.
Pretty good power move there, Jim. Backed him right on down. And remember last year, when Memphis was eliminated right here on this court by Ohio State, Dorsey had all kinds of problems with Oden. Pretty good start for him.
To think that on Saturday he had 15 rebounds and not a single point. Comes right out in the first seconds and scores. Here's Arthur trying to match the basket. The next short. Anderson there to bring it down for Memphis.
Anderson is kind of the quiet hero on this team. And there goes that penetration. Great job.
Robinson cutting off the alley and knocking the pass out of bounds.
Now Robinson, like everybody else, is giving up size, but athletically he's about as close as anybody so far that's been guarding Rose in this three-game stretch that Rose has just controlled everything from the backcourt.
It's interesting, they've got Rush on Douglas Robertson. There's a steal by Chalmers. Rush up ahead. Whoa, and a foul call, and Rush hits the deck.
Hey, Anderson got back there, but we see already the terrific ability to steal the ball in the open court. All he could do was go up and jam it. A lot of guts.
He got undercut right on the shoulder of Anderson, who was whistled for that. So Rush, outstanding on Saturday, misses the first free throw.
Jim, that was Chalmers' 94 steal on the year. Last year he set a new record at Kansas with 97, breaking the great Darnell Valentine's previous record. But he has such tremendous anticipation. You've got to be careful when you throw that ball cross court.
He's had at least 2 steals in his last 13 games and already with one tonight. Almost were able to make a theft off of Rose. Anderson left alone. That spins out. And Arthur jumps over to pick up the board.
Kansas really pushing this ball up the floor.
Chalmers takes baseline. Kicks it back out. Oh, and it's saved off the foot of the official. But into the arms of Douglas Roberts. Roberts weaving and putting it up for 2.
Jim, he almost turned that ball over 3 times from half court on down, but kept control. It's amazing how he can weave his way through traffic.
That pass gets away from Robinson to Chalmers, and it's a turnover by Kansas.
Jim, what's interesting about these two teams, they average almost exactly the same, 80 points a game, and they hold opponents right to 61 a game. So you can see this pace is on board to be an 80-point game.
Douglas Roberts now puts up the long shot.
And Rush got right in his face.
Ball tipped over and back to Kansas. Robinson hops over Dorsey. Kicks it ahead to Chalmers.
3 times now that Kansas has never intercepted or interrupted some kind of pass.
Over the top, Arthur knocks it down with force.
You think the University of North Carolina remembers that play?
Boy, that's what they opened the game with against Carolina, and they kept going to it.
Right over the top. Arthur getting very good position, keeping his balance before he makes his move, so he gets that distance he needs to put it away.
When they went back to that strategy in the second half, they ended the Carolina hopes. There's Dozier, left open for the jumper, and he hits it.
And there's what you love about Rose. He penetrates, but he sees the whole floor and makes the play.
Chalmers back out. Robinson quickly over Jackson, 2.
You're going to give him that shot.
Rose and a reach-in on Chalmers. Billy, these numbers you were talking about statistically, amazing to see how much they line up on the whole season. Look at these averages.
It is absolutely amazing. Now, I realize that the Big 12 was tougher than Conference USA, Jim, but Memphis played an outstanding out-of-conference schedule, so those numbers are almost amazing for 2 teams of this magnitude.
Separated by only fractions on the season. And will that be the case tonight? Will we have a tight one here in Texas? Rose taking his first shot at the 3, rattles out.
See, Robinson is trying to force him to go left, taking away that right side completely.
Rush lost the handle, and Douglas Roberts on the floor. Rush right back, squeezing it out. And that's last touch by Kansas. It belongs to Memphis.
What you want to see early in the game, everybody going on the floor for loose balls. Look at that. This Douglas Roberts sticking his nose right in there.
Good thing Dozier didn't touch it, so the Tigers take advantage of a second Kansas turnover, and they bring in Alexander Khan, known as Sasha Khan, the senior inside for Kansas.
Now here's what I expect. If you're going to bring in Collins, who is he going to guard? And you see what he does? He goes over on Anderson. So they're going to say, Anderson, show me you can be a 25-point-per-game scorer.
Rose, a whistle, and a basket.
Now here's why this kid is so tough. What Robinson has done is said, I'm going to force you to go one way and one way only, and that's left. What does Rose do? He puts it down on the floor, pulls up, and takes the short jumper.
So Robinson whistled for that. Rose with a three-point chance.
And Jim, I'm going to say statistically, the only thing about Kansas and really trying to go through them is in their 3 losses this year, they were 12 for 45 from 3. That's only 26%. Against those same teams in the wins, they were 26 for 48, which is 54%. So three-point shooting is critical for Kansas.
Kansas down early, 9-3. Couple of turnovers, only 1 field goal. That a dunk by Arthur.
And because of Anderson's ability to be so rangy, he's on Collins. Let's see if they give Collins the ball more.
It's Arthur. And he's pushed.
Arthur is a much more gifted offensive player than many people give him credit for. He really set the stage in the North Carolina game on Saturday with nice soft touches, and there he puts the ball on the floor.
Taggart in. Super sixth man for the Tigers. As Dozier, who picks up the foul, goes to the bench.
Opportunity for a double team in the corner.
Hey, Douglas Roberts has been all over Rush.
Yep. Well, that's a great matchup. Size-wise, ability-wise. Collins almost carried down on his shoulder, and there's that wrong arm again of Anderson.
He fights back for it, and a tie-up call. The arrow belongs to the Jayhawks. As Sharon Collins talking about great subs, he gave him 11 points Saturday in the win over North Carolina. So you got a little Chicago action out there with Derrick Rose, Sharon Collins.
Well, imagine how many times they probably went head-to-head on the playground, huh?
Yep.
Just another game, playing a little bigger venue. Nice block by Dorsey. Tipped over to Arthur.
Tipped up, and Rush was the one who tapped it in. Dorsey had a block on the 3 of Rush. Kansas kept it alive, and Rush came back into the lane and got the 2.
Again, watch this. There he does not want him to go right.
Taggart hit this shot Saturday, not this time. Dorsey touched it last. It will belong to Kansas out of the first break. 9-5 beginning here for the Tigers of Memphis. Jim Nance and Billy Packer here in San Antonio. Most combined wins ever in a championship matchup. And this just bursting with energy here. Packed house, of course, in San Antonio. What a great sight. What a great host city. The fans have enjoyed a spectacular weekend along the Riverwalk here of San Antonio.
I think Collins ought to go ahead. There's the back screen.
Oh, perfectly done by Collins to Khan. You saw it coming, Billy?
Yes, it was. It was a back screen set up. Now, you're going to have Rose playing on Collins. They know each other extremely well. I think we're going to see Collins put the ball on the floor and make Rose have to play some defense when they go down the other way.
Dorsey backing in on Khan, and that was last touch by Khan.
Surprisingly, you see the back screen there, a terrific job. Khan, who has played outstanding basketball, Jim. It's amazing how Bill Self has pulled his big men off the bench. Against Davidson, he was 6 for 6, 13 points, 6 rebounds.
Really started that regional final win, the nail-biter over Davidson. Here's Rose over Collins, the all-Chicago matchup. The shot is long. Here comes Kansas.
Rose looked over to John Calipari and tapped his chest. I don't know if that was a signal that was his mistake missing the shot or he wants out.
Arthur ties the game at 9.
Nice job to see Kansas going inside, forcing Memphis big guys to have to play. A little double team by Khan. Experienced player out there, Jim.
Khan out there right now for Jackson. Again, it's Douglas Robertson, Rush matched up.
And looked like a little zone defense play by Kansas, and great hands on the inside.
Well, that was it, really, forced by Collins, who reached around and tapped it away. Kansas can take its first lead.
As a 1-2-2 zone, unless nobody from Memphis was cutting through to make a move.
Arthur puts up the jumper this time. No. He has 6 of their 9. Would have given them the lead if he made that.
Looks like Russ Roberts with a good defensive rebound there, using his length.
And double team by Rush and Arthur. Foul goes on Arthur. His first. Here's a look at Rose in the early action.
Well, try to reach in. He's so good at dribbling that ball with and using his chest to keep a defender off, as he did right there over Robinson, an outstanding defender.
Rose has made 1 out of 3 from the field. Had that three-point play. And now Douglas Roberts, who has lived at the line in this NCAA tournament, he shot 54 free throws through the first 5 tournament games.
Then listen to this, 113, now 114 of 162, shooting 71% from the foul line in postseason play is Memphis. And remember, there was a point in time this year of more than 350 teams. They were down at 347 in free throw shooting.
They were 2 from the bottom.
Yep.
But Douglas Roberts has had the bulk of the time at the line, and he hits 2 more. Jackson's back on the floor for Kansas, and we see Willie Kemp for the first time, number 1 in the lineup for the Tigers.
Bob Collins, that makes Rose really work on defense. Keep the ball in your hands a little longer. There he goes.
Collins past Rose. What a move.
That's a very, very good move by Kansas. But now Rose has got to play both ends of the floor, and Collins is strong enough to take it. That was a dangerous pass.
Not as tall, but he's certainly got that upper body strength.
Yeah, he'll have problems on the defensive end, but on the offensive end, and here's one of those
awkward shots. Unconventional, but it always drops.
Right.
Douglas Roberts.
That's almost a non-defensible shot, because you don't even know he's going to put it up, and he's throwing it from his hip.
Chalmers. Back to the rim, tipped around to Dozier, who's returned.
Good block out by Dozier on Jackson.
Head ahead, Douglas Roberts. Jackson, Taggart's all over him. It's going to go against Memphis. Near the end of this game, we'll select a Chevrolet player of the game from each team to honor their determination and outstanding play. Chevrolet will make a $1,000 contribution to each school's general scholarship fund. Chevy and American Revolution. So they take Rush out and Robinson returns. So Taggart picks up his first. And it's 13-11 Memphis.
Well, Collins had missed 6 games with that stress fracture this year. Now he's back and healthy, so they've got a great rotation in the backcourt. And of course, they use that 4-headed monster in the front court, so they cannot get in foul trouble, Kansas. Here he goes again.
Locks it. That was intended for Kahn. Off his fingertips. No. Eddie Hightower says Memphis got a fingertip on it last.
Jim, no back screen on that particular play, just figuring that Kahn could go up there and handle, but Dozier's got good length himself.
11 seconds on the shot clock. Both teams shooting 46%. Kemp manning up on Chalmers, and a whistle away from the ball, and it's going on Taggart, and that's his second. Picks up 2 quick ones.
Not a good idea by Taggart. You're going to find a situation that Kahn is not going to be looking for low post plays, so why commit a cheap foul inside that hurts your glove?
Taggart has to be taken out, and Dorsey's right back out there.
So Memphis can get in foul trouble. Kansas almost cannot. Remember the other night, Dorsey and Taggart both had 3 fouls on them, Jim. They changed the complexion of the game a little bit.
We still haven't even seen Cole Aldrich, the freshman who started for Kansas on Saturday. That's Jackson, and he's headed to the line. This could be on Dozier, and it is. That's 2 on Dozier.
Great job by Kansas utilizing their inside game. You may have to see Memphis do a little bit of zone defending here because Kansas really taking advantage of them inside.
And there's Cole Aldrich. What a statistical line he had. After Kahn picked up a couple of early fouls, he was in there for that long, successful run by Kansas to put them up 40-12 on North Carolina in the first half. Ended up with 8 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 blocks.
And Jim, not only did he have those points, they came at critical times, and he really had them against Hansbrough. You know, it was really head-to-head against the best that North Carolina had, so it wasn't like, oh, let's put some stats on the board. They were real points and real blocks.
Darnell Jackson hits 2 free throws to knock the game at 13.
Collins on Rose. Rose has got to shoot over the top of him as he penetrates.
Those are still on the floor with 2 fouls. That shot bounces out, tipped over to Jackson. Again, Kansas will make its attempt here at the first lead of the night. Kahn doubled up. Pick set by Kahn. Collins. Wrap-around pass. And hold on. It's going to be a traveling call. No basket. We've had 3 ties in the game. Douglas Roberts has 6 points. That's tops for Memphis. Fractured a knee here on this floor Friday during the shoot-around. Going up for a dunk at the end of the shoot-around. Fractured kneecap, and he's in uniform tonight, Billy, unlike on Saturday. He wanted to come out dressed tonight for the occasion. No chance of playing. Faces surgery when they get back home to Lawrence.
Well, this game is about what you'd expect in terms of evenness. And the outside shooting, in regard to 3 points, neither team's got a 3-point shot. Obviously, something has to give there. And I pointed out, when Kansas lose ball games, they have a hard time from 3.
Taggart's back in there. Again, he has 2 fouls. Working on Darnell Jackson. Turnaround shot. Too strong. Big-time rebound. Pulled down by Brandon Rush. Up ahead, the pass tapped out of bounds by Taggart.
Boy, Taggart got there after a long run down court, but that could have been that 3rd foul, Jim, and there's a lot of difference between Memphis and Kansas if either Taggart or Dorsey get in further foul trouble, because they have nowhere to go.
And Dozier has 2.
Right.
Good head fake rush, and it pays off. Kansas with its first lead of the night.
Now, Chris Douglas Roberts saying that guy is a mirror image of me. It was exactly what he normally does to his defender. I can't believe Rose has given up the ball this quickly and not challenging Collins more with a dribble.
Collins has given him trouble since coming in.
Yep.
Douglas Roberts wants to answer back on Rush. They work it to the paint, a whistle. And before the shot, they're calling it on Collins for reaching in. Kansas is on a 12-4 run right now. For college sports, 24 hours a day, watch the CBS College Sports Network, the new pulse of college sports. And to find out how to get all the action, go to cbssports.com/getcollegesports. So that's the first on Collins. And Arthur on the floor now for the Jayhawks. Chalmers hits the deck.
That brings Robinson back in on Rose.
Wild shot, tipped out by Arthur. Stays with Memphis.
For some reason, unlike the 3 games that we've had them, Jim, Rose has not had the ball that much in his hands. And I think if Memphis is at their best, he starts everything from the top of the key.
Let's see what he does now with Robinson back on him. Collins taken out of the game. Memphis has missed its last 4 shots. He took advantage of that matchup earlier. Gives it up to Taggart. Taggart with Arthur, a good shot blocker. Influenced the shot. Long rebound out to Robinson.
Nice cut-off dribble by Robinson to take the defender away from him.
Darnell Jackson, can he get the 3rd on Taggart? No, kicks it out instead. 3-point shot, yes! Chalmers of Kansas.
Very important for this team. As I pointed out, when they make threes, they are tough to beat. They're doing a much better job than is Memphis, distributing the ball inside out.
It's a 7-0 run for the Jayhawks as Rose had the open look. And that's going to be Dorsey over the back. This first.
Really good distribution by Kansas in this game so far. And Rush is really causing some problems for Chris Douglas Roberts on both ends of the floor. Jim, when you look at those 2 guys, Rush has got him by about an inch. So this is the first time he's had to face a guy of equal physical ability.
Aldrich is in for the first time. Again, he blocked 4 shots of North Carolina's. Dozier's back out with 2 fouls. You also saw number 20, Mack, for the first time for Memphis. He's an outside shooter, led them in made threes on the year. Aldridge is the intended target. Dorsey takes it away. No one's going to mess with that one.
Big man's got some speed, doesn't he?
Boy, I tell you, the way he read that pass and then took off.
Well, he was lucky he didn't have to have one more dribble because it might have gotten away from him, but he showed some quickness.
Broke a 3-minute and 40-second drought for the Tigers. That intended for Aldridge, and Rose comes down to make the steal. Chalmers right back, his second steal of the night. Lays it up with the left hand.
Well, Rose will have to learn. Chalmers has great quick hands, and there he makes a move on him. But in traffic, Robinson and Chalmers as good as you want to see stealing that ball off the dribble.
Anderson driving, and it's Chalmers who got a hand in there. And last touch by Kansas. Was this a little intimidation here?
Well,
just an accidental bump.
I think it was an accidental bump at first, and then he gave him a little lingo and kept right on looking. The fact that he didn't stare him in the eye, he let the referees let it go.
Dorsey goes
out.
out.
A huge steal, though, Jim, because the momentum had really gone in the other direction.
Saw that exact same kind of action on a dunk when he dunked on Michigan State and turned around into the face of Neitzel back in Houston. There's a foul on Robinson. By the way, Pierre Niles has come out there for Memphis, but Dorsey's sitting down. That's 2 on Robinson.
Niles' job is to come in this ball game, Jim, and steal a couple of minutes. Unlike in the case of the Kansas big men coming in, they not only can steal minutes, they can put some points on the board. Niles' job is steal minutes, make sure nobody else of size gets in foul trouble.
310 pounds of space in there for Memphis as Mack takes the shot, and it's wide of the mark.
Has not been a factor in the tournament so far.
Lob to Arthur, beautifully laid on the rim by Rush. And Memphis now has its biggest deficit of the entire tournament. Down 7.
And Collins back in the game. Let's see if Rose takes him and tries to get a mid-range jump shot off. Just not looking for his shot tonight.
There it is. Kicks it out. On the wing, Anderson with a 3. Yes. Chalmers tried to race over in time to put a hand in his face to no avail. Takes off at the other end. Ball squirts out, puts it back up and in. Chalmers got hit in the face, no call, but he got the basket.
That was a good piece of officiating there. Dozier was trying to draw the charge when he didn't get it. Set up the easy putback.
Dozier with a 3, so 2 quick threes by Memphis.
And created by Rose keeping the ball in his hands and making the dish. Everything has to start off at his dribble.
3 by Anderson. And then the 3 right back at the other end by Dozier. Arthur dribbling in. Call it a travel. Kansas shooting 63% with the lead by 3. Sight in the stands here, Billy. Roy Williams, the former Jayhawk coach, who lost to his old team on Saturday, got a Kansas sticker on his shirt here today.
Well, there's so many connections between North Carolina and Kansas. Larry Brown, Roy Williams, and Frank McGuire, the only coaches to take 2 different teams to the championship game. Who did Frank McGuire beat? Kansas in triple overtime. Who did Larry Brown coach? Kansas for a win for a national championship. So it is amazing the connection between those 2 schools, and I guess most of it started with Dean Smith, who went to Kansas and played in the national championship game.
What a shot by Douglas Roberts, and Memphis is back within 1.
This battle between Rush and Roberts is really fun to watch. They really match up so well with each other on both ends.
It's amazing to see how Douglas Roberts is able to get a shot. Chalmers hesitated for a minute, now goes back out for Collins.
Nice job by Anderson to recover. Roberts prevented Collins from making that drive. We'll see if he does the same thing.
Back to Kahn, and Dorsey kicks it out. Outlet pass, Anderson. Flying through the lane, shot wild, Rose. Snaps it back out. Douglas Roberts for the lead, right back. Memphis in front by 2.
There's Rose showing the size that he has and the presence of mind not to panic on that baseline. All started with Dorsey's block. He took away an easy 2 for Kansas.
An 11-2 run for the Tigers. 7 down to 2 in front. Collins, floater.
He was actually looking to make the lob pass. And what happened is all the Memphis big men step back. So, again, great presence of mind. Strong young player takes it up.
Adjusting in midair.
He really did, Jim. He adjusted, figuring he was going to pass.
Dozier gets close enough for the short clip.
He'd like to have that one back. Dorsey looks at the referee, puts his team at a disadvantage here.
Chalmers open. Arthur gives it up last second. Collins high. Arthur free. Tipped out by Rush. And saved by Chalmers.
I think Rush went over the back on that play.
Yeah, and Hondo gets the pass and the dunk.
That's a tough break for Memphis right there because I thought Rush went over Dorsey's back. But you can't wait on referees' calls if you're a player. By the time you're turning around and looking, the other team is going to take advantage.
5 minutes to go in a thrilling first half. Memphis had an early 6-point lead. Now back in front by 1.
When he gets screened like that, he better go out and pick him up right away.
Douglas Roberts has 13.
He doesn't need much room, Jim, to take that jump shot. The problem is if a big man goes out to try to trap him, he'll go ahead and snake his way to the basket.
So that shot tied the game at 28. Here's Collins. Ball squirts out behind the back.
It's not pretty, but it is effective.
Now, Dozier. Douglas Roberts hitting those shots from the outside. That last shot was a 2, not a 3. And his last touch by Kansas.
Then we got 4:09 to go, and I tell you, there's some tired guys on the floor right now, particularly Dorsey. Taggart's going to come in for him. Chris Douglas Roberts is a little tired right now. Actually, Dorsey thought he was going out to get a break and realized he's going to have to stay on the floor. He is really tired. What happens to tired big guys? Commit the cheap foul. He's got to be careful here.
Douglas Roberts has scored the last 7 Memphis points, and again, they call that last jumper a 2, not a 3. So the game's tied at 28.
Aldridge a much better job jumping out.
Anderson, he's already hit one, not this time. That's Dorsey tapping it fast. And we have the under 4 break. 28-28, 3:50 to go first half. The AT&T Naismith Player of the Year. All coming up on AT&T at the half. With Memphis and its 38th win on Saturday, Billy, we talked about that being a record. They have also matched the record of 104 wins over a 3-year span, last set by a Kentucky team when it won its 104th here in the Alamo Dome in the championship 10 years ago tonight.
That's right, and that record was held by 2 coaches died in Kentucky, Rick Pitino and Tubby Smith. So John Calipari happens to be the one, if he can go ahead and win another game, to do it all by himself.
Okay, Collins and Robinson on the floor. At the same time, Chalmers down.
Robinson should have got that ball to Aldridge, particularly with Taggart being in his foul trouble.
Collins off balance, banks it up. Jackson chases it down.
Hey, Jackson,
what a
hard-nosed rebound.
Rush.
Here he goes again.
It's Rose underneath. Oh, he lost the handle.
All right, he can pick it up.
He was a little skittish about it.
No, but that's all right. A loose ball, he can pick it up. He can't advance it, but he can pick it up.
He wasn't sure himself at first.
Well, you need to know the rules.
You see him hesitate.
Yeah. Big screen there. Good help by Aldridge.
Douglas Roberts again. Long rebound out to Collins. Rush. Yes. Roberts. And the shot will count.
Jim, what I said, a big man that gets tired tends to reach or not move his feet, and that's what happened.
For Dorsey, that's his second. So you've got Dorsey, Dozier, and Taggart all with 2.
I think John Calipari's got to yank him right here. You don't want Dorsey to pick up the third with 2:31 to go. You got to take him out.
He's going to bring in Dozier. Again, he'll have to contend with his own 2-foul issue. Dozier will be coming in here in a second along with Kahn. Kansas ready to check in.
But Jim, if you look at this game, I think Dorsey is more important than Dozier because Dorsey's got the power, and you're going to need that against the likes of Arthur and Jackson. Kahn.
Where is Derrick Rose? He has not taken a shot in the last 7 minutes. He's only 1 out of 4 from the floor tonight.
And Jim, it's not only the shots. He's not keeping the ball in his hands as he had in previous NCAA tournament games, making him tough to guard. Here he comes.
He's shut down, and he has his pass stolen by Chalmers, a third steal tonight.
Chalmers really can feel the game defensively. Gets in the passing lanes.
2 minutes to go in the half. Kansas working on a 3-point lead.
Great crossover.
Got past Anderson. Spins off the rim. Kondo kicks it back out. Collins. Big rebound by Kahn.
You're getting pressure big men by Kansas. Bill Self doing a great job with his big men rotation.
Chalmers, no. Arthur chases. Last touch by Memphis.
The big men of Kansas are beating Memphis to the ball consistently now.
Kansas out-rebounding the Tigers by 8.
Well, they're shooting 60% from the floor, but what's keeping this game close? They have 8 turnovers. Their big men are much fresher.
Rose almost with the steal. Kick it down low on the blocks. Soft hook. Soft off the front of the rim. Arthur.
A late double down from the backcourt players from Memphis.
And the Kansas fans rise to their feet.